Welcome back to the Me Podcast with your host, Daniel Bryant. Today we are kicking off season 2 of the Me Podcast, and I cannot wait for the wonderful episodes that will follow this one. But today we have a special guest, Nia Hammett, who's a senior at A&T, and as well she is studying biology. So without further ado, I'm going to add her to the call. Hey Nia, how are you doing? Just tell the viewers a little bit about yourself. How are you doing?
Hey everyone, my name is Nia Hammett. I'm actually a senior here at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. I study biology and I aspire to become a physician and also do research.
Great. We actually met in the Student Center when you were handing out one of your flyers for the HBCU STEM Queen.
Yes. You were very kind and just really, open to me just talking to you. So yeah. I really appreciate that.
No problem. All right, let's go into the first question, and that is to give the viewers a little bit of background about why you chose A&T, and then why did you choose the field of biology to go down?
You can definitely say A&T is kind of in my blood now because my brother, he actually went to A&T. So he graduated in the fall of 2019. So when I was a freshman in high school, I moved him in and everything. I went to orientation, open house with him. So I kind of got a little glimpse of A&T, but it's actually very funny. A&T wasn't really on my radar. I didn't really want to go to the same school as him. But it wasn't until I actually got accepted and I was actually able to experience the open house and actually meet people. I just really saw the family atmosphere of A&T, and I saw the amazing programs that it had to offer. And then I saw how it transformed my brother. He was someone who came in and he really became a student leader, and that's something that I really wanted to be a part of.
I definitely can concur with you on those points. With me choosing, and along with my sister actually is a freshman now, so I know she was probably thinking of those same things.
Yeah.
Do I want to go to A&T too with my big brother?
Yeah.
But I think all is well, and I think A&T does bring a great qualities and stuff for their students. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely an advantage when we think about choosing a top-notch university that gives the quality of knowledge that we need to perform when we do leave college and go into the workforce in the different fields that we do choose. So I'm definitely glad that I chose A&T and everyone that did. So that's a great jumping board to go to my next question. So you talked about earlier how you're in the field of biology, right? Mm-hmm. And so I want you to kind of give the viewers a little insight on why did you choose that, but then what was the impact that you felt like you could have in the health industry?
Yeah, so I would say I've always grown up liking science. I would always do little science experiments, and ever since I was a kid, I would be enrolled in science camps and things like that. So I think it really sparked my interest for not only science but STEM at a very young age. But moving forward into high school, I was considering different careers, and I really just wanted to make an impact in the healthcare industry because I saw that there really wasn't a lot of minorities there. And there's a lot of racism in healthcare, and I just really wanted to become a leader in healthcare to change that and make new policies and just give better patient interaction between physicians, because historically, especially in the Black community, really don't have the best relationship with healthcare, things like the Tuskegee experiments and things like that. So I just wanted to improve the trust between the Black community and healthcare systems.
I definitely think that's a prodigious point that you made, because I think for any field, especially when it comes to health, I think it's important that we have that representation. Those who look like us, we look to trust, and we look to be able to answer those tough questions that we have, and to be able to give kind of a sense of calmness when it comes to certain things, that should we take this, should we do this, or how we should act, and how we should care for our health, right? So I think it's important that we have representation like you and people that look like you in those fields, at that table, making those big decisions when it comes to health, and that, like you said, that relationship between the public and the people that are making those decisions when it comes to our health. So I think that's very important, and I think it's essential, like you said, for that trust factor when it comes to public relationships and health. So glad you're doing that. And then that's another great springboard to my next question. And I saw that you created something called health hotspots, right? And so I want you to kind of go into depth about that and how that, is aiding you being able to help the health community.
Yeah, so I actually co-founded it with one of my close friends, Raven Hollis, and we actually met our freshman year at an internship, and she actually goes to Prairie View A&M, which is another HBCU in Texas. But the idea really stemmed from like I felt like we had a lot of resources, and once we went to Columbia Chapep, we were paired with a lot of mentors that were giving us good information on how to get into med school, how to get scholarships and stuff like that. And I'm a person, I really look out for other people, so I found myself sending anything that I saw, whether it was like internships or scholarships, to other fellow pre-health students. So I said, okay, let me just make a platform where people can come to find all of this information at one, and I can reach more people, even people that I don't know. So we worked on it for about 6 months, and one of the first things that we did before we launched our Instagram was we launched our website, and we actually compiled a list of many internships that people have done, and not only just like the information on the internship, but also contacts of people who went there. So if you needed help with writing the personal statement to get into the internship, or you had any questions like what that internship was about or its impact, you had a direct contact. And since then, we've just reached our 1 year anniversary in January. We've also teamed up with PV's SGA to give out free test prep, because that's a big barrier, especially for minority students getting into these health careers, is preparing for these tests, because not only does it take time, it also takes a vast amount of money to register for these tests and also get the adequate test materials. So it's really been an amazing journey, and we're just excited to see where it goes.
I definitely love that that you created a platform like that to be able to aid people, not only like with the internships and stuff like that, and giving them opportunities, but then also giving them that knowledge to say, hey, this is what you should do. These are things you should know when it comes to health. So kind of you're basically motivating and empowering
Yeah, definitely.
all of those people that come towards your organization. So I'm glad that you co-founded that, and y'all are building and molding young men and young women in that field. I think that is important, because a lot of times, even within our community, just the lack of knowledge or the lack of knowing the opportunity that is there is what really plagues us. It's not so much that we can't do something, it's this we don't know that something is happening.
Yeah,
So
very true.
yeah, so I think if like you continue to keep on empowering people, knowing these opportunities as far as internships are out there, then we can be at that front door to sign up and be ready to take those jobs and be the forefronts of those different career paths. So I'm glad that you're doing that, and I think that's important.
Thank you.
Definitely. So let's go into my next question, right? And so we all know by hearing what you've said so far that you're very powerful when it comes to health, and you really want to make an impact in the health industry. So I want you to kind of go into depth about some of the some of the personal goals that you have, about what you want to do in the health profession, and what some of your close friends want to do in the health profession.
Yeah, so you know me, I have a lot of goals. I would say the first thing is just paying it forward. So, wherever I am in my journey to becoming a physician, I always want to give back, whether that's my knowledge, time, or money through scholarships. So, when I hopefully matriculate into medical school, like starting a mentoring program for pre-med students to help them with like their applications and things like that. And then when I actually do become a physician, I'm very passionate about serving under represented minorities and their communities. So something that I really believe is health is wealth, and it usually starts from inside. So a problem that I really see is food deserts, actually from Baltimore, Maryland. And a lot of times I see a lot of grocery stores closing down and stuff like that. And there's, just really corner stores. It's not really healthy options. So one thing that I want to do is open my own clinic that would allow people who are underinsured or not insured at all to get adequate care, but not only have that, but have healthy options for them, and kind of like merge healthcare and like a food bank at one spot, so they can come, get a checkup and then also get some food if they need it. And then something else is, especially in the Black community, there's a lot of diabetic people. So I wanted to kind of open my own, it's kind of like a med spa, but it would be geared to people who are diabetic, because a lot of them suffer from a lot of foot healthcare problems. So just a place where they would feel comfortable to get the care that they need. And I definitely want to start a scholarship foundation for sure. Because I'm on scholarship and I definitely wouldn't be here at A&T or out of state, and it allowed me to experience a different environment from what I've grown up in. So definitely starting a scholarship foundation, and then I would say my last goal is probably to take it back to HBCUs and become like a dean of a HBCU medical school at Meharry Morehouse, or maybe one day A&T will create its own medical school. So we'll see.
Well, it seems like you have a lot of goals and you have a lot of things that
Yeah.
you have to check off. So it's definitely good to see that you're proactive already on some of those goals and already trying to work towards those. And it's also inspiring for me as a sophomore to see a senior that has such an open mind and so optimistic about the healthcare field and about the field that they're studying, and saying, "Hey, I feel like there's more that I can do, more than that's already been done. I can do more and I can do greater." So that's inspiring for me. Like I said, as a sophomore, as a business major, I can go into my field and say, "Hey, there's more that I can do. There's greater than I can do." So I can always make a further impact than what's already been made. So I'm glad that you're doing that. You're inspiring me. You're inspiring so many others at A&T that are seeing your work. Yeah, that's inspiring. I love that.
Thank you.
Definitely. Now I kind of want to continue to just to talk about. So you have those goals, right? And you have those things that you want to accomplish. So I want you to kind of, like you said, you want to pay it forward back to students, like you said, via scholarship or even opportunities like this, speaking back and giving that knowledge that you have. So I want you to kind of give a little piece of knowledge as far as motivating and empowering college students today. So what is like one piece of advice that you would give college students?
I would say one piece of advice would be you definitely are the people that you surround yourself with. So I would really analyze your circle and ask, are these people who are motivating me? Are these people who have common goals as me? Because I really wouldn't be where I am without, my tribe of people. And, whether that's family or, if you don't have the best family situation, friends, whether that's, a pastor, whether that's a professor or anybody who really just wants more than you may even want for yourself. Because a lot of times when you have the right people in your circle, not only are these people advocating for you, they're sending you opportunities, they're putting your name in rooms that you would never imagine and things like that. And I think A&T and HBCUs are, a great atmosphere to build this tribe, because, we're surrounded by Black excellence. Your classmates may be the future president, your class may be, a future, I don't know, business owner or anything like that. So just be open-minded to meeting new people, because you never know who you're going to meet. I didn't know I was going to meet you in the student center, and here I am on your podcast. So just things like that for sure.
Definitely. And I'm glad that you give that advice, because I know that's something that we all can take, no matter the classification, really, no matter the college, no matter the university, no matter the age, even people that are older than us that can definitely attest to that. Making sure our circles is right? Making sure the people that we surround ourselves are people that are kind of going in the same direction, not as far as, what the goals that we want to accomplish, but more so something in the positive realm, right? Something that's positive and something that's impactful to their future. And so I think that's important, and I'm glad that that you shared that, and that you can continue to motivate and empower students all over with your voice and with the things that you're doing. So Nia, that is all the questions that I have. I am thankful for you accepting the invitation
Of course.
for this podcast. Thank you for coming up to me in the student center with
Thank
that
you for
flyer.
listening. Thank
Definitely. I'm definitely proud of everything that you've done, and I cannot wait to see all the amazing work that you're going to do.
Thank you so much. I had an amazing time on your podcast, and I definitely will send more people to do your podcast in the future.
Thank you. Guys, that was a wonderful episode on the Me Podcast. This kicks off season 2. So I want you to continue to watch. And like I said, look at the ticker below and stay updated on all Me news and events at my official website, www.findourme.com. So like always, stay motivated and stay empowered.